sweet, sweet, stupid film. So we've had What the Hell is This Special? I think this film from 2022, this is the hard to beat, disastrous blockbuster. I do not see any film coming close to this one for A, being moronic, and 2, being so entertaining while being moronic. I don't think you can actually be more moronic in this film. Part of the charm is how stupid it actually is and how derivative it is. How it's a Roland Emmerich film. Obviously, you know Emmerich from Stargate, Independence Day, 2012, Day After Tomorrow. Bunch of really stupid films. He keeps on raising the bar in stupidity. You know, so enjoyably. You know, it's like, but every once in a while, he really goes for it in a way that your jaw's on the floor for most of the film. I mean, every so often you get a 2012, which is one of the stupidest films ever made, and this one's the same level of stupidity. This one's the same. Oh my god, he's really going for every scene's ridiculous. Like, there's not one scene that's not ridiculous in this film. It's glorious. It really is. It's so stupid. The whole film is so stupid. It's a delight. This is the kind of film you wait for. If you love bad movies, this is the kind of film you wait for. This is a film, like, even its premise is so dumb that you just can't wait, you know, to see it. The fun thing with the film is the cast are giving it their all. The cast are really trying, but they know they're in a dumb film. But they are game though, so it's quite enjoyable. They do not wink at the screen, but they know they're in a ridiculous film. So you've got Halle Berry, you've got Patrick Wilson, you've got John Bradley. They know what film they're in. They know they're in a super insane film. And they play along, and that's enjoyable. So you don't have that thing of the cast thinking they're A, they're too good for film, or B, not being oblivious to what kind of thing they're in. No, they know what they're in, so it's fine. And they're game for going along with all the stupidity. But there's so much stupidity. It's hard to even describe this plot beyond. The moon's going to fall onto the earth. The moon's off its orbit, and it's going to come round and round and actually come into the earth at some point. So what are they going to do? Oh no, what's going to happen? Well, we've found a hole in the moon, suggesting there's something inside the moon. There's a hollow moon. You know. Now, Godzilla movies pulled off the hollow earth because they had a fantasy world inside and it just worked. It was a Godzilla vs Kong movie. You were ready to jump to make that jump, and you were happy to make that jump because it's a big fantasy jump, and it was fine. Because everybody knew this doesn't exist, but it's fine. This one, there's a bit of a mechanism in the moon that keeps the moon up at this orbit, and now it's been infected by something, and the moon's dropping down, and they have to go up to the moon, fight off this monstrous thing that looks like basically the swarm from Matrix Revolutions. That's basically what it is. It's Matrix Revolution swarm. So they're actually taking something from the least like Matrix movie as the main villain, and it's a group of 3 astronauts doing this. 3 astronauts to save the world. Of course, because it's a Roland Emmerich film, you're going to have the family left behind trying to survive in this world that's collapsing around them. You're going to have a stepfather who's going to die, played by Michael Pinker this time. There's all sorts of nonsense. Patrick Wilson plays a astronaut who was thrown out of NASA because he saw something and went back down. Halle Berry was his co-pilot at the time, and she was knocked out when this happened, when someone died on his watch, and so she couldn't verify it. So she thought he was mad. Then 10 years later, the thing shook up again. She checks it out. Turns out he wasn't mad. Turns out NASA knew. Of course they knew. And turns out all these conspiracy theories all about the moon turned out to be true. And that's what's great about it. It's like, yes, every stupid conspiracy theory turns out to be true. They've read something about how the moon's hollow, a book, and they made a film out of it. I'm so excited for this because it's like taking the dumbest thing. It's like I'm now waiting for Roland Emmerich to do the Earth is Flat movie. I really want to see that now. I think he could do it. I mean, look at Stargate. Stargate is insane. Look at Independence Day. It's insane. This is oh my god. This is he would make any film with any insane premise. It made Midway look stupid. You know. He said people being chased by ice storms and weather suddenly becoming ice. He's done stuff like that. This man knows no shame, and that's not criticism. You know, look at 2012. Every sequence in that film was stupid. They'd be dead every single scene in that film, and it was wonderful. This film's the same. There's a sequence in the middle where they're taking off in the shuttle, and there's a massive, massive wave coming at them, which would have just knocked them over. But of course, it's going in slow motion because it's a movie, and it gives them time to get up and avoid it. But it destroys a helicopter at the same time with all the supporting characters who helped them. So anybody who helped them dies horribly. There's like, I like some of those characters. They were cliche, but the actors did a good job. But at the same time, the son of Patrick Wilson's character is in a jeep with the son of Halle Berry's character about that far away. Basically, you can see them in a shot, and you can see the wave coming. And they can outrun the wave, because obviously they're important characters. And Patrick Wilson's character had a problem with his son because his son didn't believe him. Son was ashamed of him because of the NASA thing years ago, and he's now a guy who steals cars and things. But he learns to be a man through this time by taking the son of Halle Berry to this fallout place, and runs into his family at the same time because he knows where they live in Aspen and all the rest of it. So he bonds back with his mum. He starts to bond with a Chinese exchange student and gets a girlfriend during the apocalypse. All of this absurd stuff happens, and you love every second of it. They even have a redneck crew of carjackers who have always seem to be the same place as them, and keep on trying to kill them, and then they get destroyed by the weather. There's plenty of shots with the moon just floating over the earth and just crushing things. There's all these weird gravity things going on as well, which is wonderful and completely stupid, but wonderful to watch because it's insane, and every moment in this film's insane. But it gets even more insane the more we get into the moon. You know, once we get into the actual moon, it gets crazy because there's this big mechanism that basically feels like it's the mechanism from Contact. It's the travel machine Contact done inside the moon, and it's like there's a bit of inspiration from Guillermo del Toro films as well, the Hellboy films. It's like a clockwork thing with all these mechanisms. It turns out human beings were not originally from Earth. This is a colony. We originally created this wonderful civilization with AI that got corrupted and now trying to kill us, and that's what the swarm is. And the whole moon was something built by the aliens to take the human beings to Earth and then hang above them. Yes, that's stupid. And there's a whole explanation that's very contacty between Patrick Wilson and various versions of his son to tell him the plot. It's just pure contact. Everything's delivered. There's a whole explanation of how they brought humanity to Earth and put the DNA in the water and humanity grew again, which is and the setup and explanation is pure Mission to Mars. I never thought someone would rip off Mission to Mars. A De Palma film which I adore but no one else likes. It's like, oh, you're doing Mission to Mars? Wow. I mean, you think you're doing another film, but everything in here is Mission to Mars. I mean, Prometheus did Mission to Mars as well. A whole same explanation, and it was like, it's a wowzer. Because, at least Mission to Mars was this naive sci-fi movie. This one is just crazy. Of course, there's Dogfights through this machine with the swarm following them as well. There's a sacrifice of one of the characters that turns out not to be true because his intelligence has been downloaded to the ship, so he's now part of the ship. There's all sorts of crazy stuff in this film. The whole film is crazy. It doesn't matter what twist I'm telling you. It's all crazy. It's just nuts. You don't need to see the film to know it's crazy. Just go watch it and enjoy every second, because nothing makes actual sense. Every little bit makes no sense. There's whole sections of set pieces that are there just to be like, oh, that's cool, look at the gravity thing. Why is it there? We wanted it there. The moon goes up and down in orbit depending on how affected it is by the machine, or whatever shot the director actually wants, so that will affect what's going on in the plot, because he wants some cool shots. That's just how the film goes. It's wonderful. The whole thing's wonderful. I mean, it's just like it's my favourite bad movie of the year. I don't think it's going to be touched, to be honest. I don't see it being touched with my best bad movie of the year. This is just nuts. Again, the cast know what film they're in. They know they're in a ridiculous film. They know John Bradley plays a character who starts off as a guy working at McDonald's, ends up in a space shuttle going to the moon, all within a few days. You know, all of his conspiracy theories turned out to be true. NASA is weird and has Donald Sutherland in a small cameo playing this guy who explains a plot that's even more insane than his explanation of JFK by a mile. It's just nuts. Everything in this film is just nuts. You know, and I wouldn't have it any other way. This is good Gods of Egypt level nuts. This is just wondrous. It's just a director giving so much money for a script that you go, what? So again, make that flatter film, please, Emmerich. We need the flatter film now. You've gone this far. You can do the flatter film now. So, hope you enjoyed this video, this insane video, because there's no way to explain this film without going insane yourself. It's just wonderful, and all its weirdness. It's just a joy to watch how insane it actually is. So, I'll see you later. You know, thank God for dumb pulp.